Hi, my name's Kat McKenzie, and I'm with 104.3 ESPN Radio in beautiful Panama City Beach. And we're here today with another newest member of the Panama City Beach Chamber of Commerce. We're here with Johnny Ellis, and he has Ellis Agency Insurance on Harrison Avenue in beautiful downtown Panama City. And we're here today to introduce us. Johnny, tell us a little bit about your business.
Independent insurance agency. We have many companies. We just out here working to try to make sure people have a benefit and know what they have. The biggest thing I do is trying to tell them, what they have. You don't leave without knowing what you have.
Right.
What's covered and what's not. Hurricane Michael taught us a lot about that. People going in and, I got the cheapest I could get. Well, I don't look for cheapest. I look for value. You want cheap or you want value. There's a difference.
Mm-hmm. So, because of my previous life, I've seen insurance on bad and good. And I think what you're saying is very accurate. A lot of people look at the cost of insurance and they don't look at what they're actually paying for. And again, cheap isn't always the best coverage when it comes to insurance. And I think that a lot of people don't understand Florida insurance law on what is really covered and what is not covered. So I think that's difficult.
And the auto side is a lot of problems with that too. A lot of people think that just because they can get their tag, they're actually legal to run down the road. The coverage that gets your tag actually leaves a big gap in your coverage. So if you actually get in an accident, you can get in trouble with the state and have to carry a special form of insurance for 3 years because you didn't have the proper coverage. And some agents are selling you tag insurance, but not really auto insurance. And that's a little weird spot that you get into, and a lot of people are doing that. So I try to educate people as much as I can on the truths of, just because you can don't mean you should.
Well, that's absolutely true. And I've seen that many times. Just because you could buy it doesn't necessarily mean you should buy it or that it actually covers anything.
Yeah, and it's like I've told people, when you walk out of my agency, you're not going to have a hole this big in the seat of your pants. You're going to be covered whenever you get out of there. And that's, I had some people get very angry with me telling me that, this is ridiculous and I should have the choice. I'm like, you do have the choice, but I'm not selling you a policy that's going to leave you with the choice that's going to leave you with great big holes. There's people going around with great big holes, but I did not let them leave with it.
Well, so typically my second question is what makes you different from the other agencies, and you've kind of explained that already.
I have to some degree, but there's lots of things, and I try to, rather than, I had some people come in and go, and the agents treat me like they're doing me a favor. Well, even if I were doing you a favor, I'm not going to treat you like I am, and it doesn't matter if you've got the $50 policy because you've been there so long, or if you've got the $10,000 policy. We're going to try to answer the phone. We're going to try to make sure that you feel comfortable and that if there's any problem, that you come to us with it, that we're going to be about solving your problem. We're not going to be about how quick can we get you back out the door and out of our space because we're ready to go home or we're something else or we've got the next one to work on. Every customer is valuable to us, and we try to extend the amount of time that it takes and ask the right questions to make sure that you have what you need and that you're going to be taken care of and that there's no surprises. Like I had mentioned Hurricane Michael, how many surprises at claim time because somebody didn't ask a question? Did I ask the question about your home to make sure that you're covered properly, that whenever claims time coming out, that's not covered because you didn't know or you didn't do this. This would have never been covered, and then you got lawsuits and problems going on and mitigations that take forever. Nobody wants that. If you do your work on the front end, you don't have all of that to do on the back end. So that's kind of where we're at.
Well, and I think that both with auto and with home, a lot of people don't understand that every year it's called a renewal for a reason, and that you should sit down and reevaluate based on price to build per square foot or based on the needs of the family if it's an auto policy and what the needs would be if that vehicle or that person was out of commission.
Undisclosed drivers is a huge problem. And the way Florida law is set up, a lot of people are living together and not on each other's policies, and that's a real problem in PIP law. And they're actually not bad people, but they're kind of sitting in insurance fraud.
Really?
If anything happens, if they're riding with you and the way things get, and they don't intend it that way, But if someone's in your household, they're supposed to be on your policy, excluded or included. But that's the way that it rolls, and it can be a real thing. And I've seen people, and you were talking about the different types of coverage. We also have commercial coverage, and I've seen some that had a fistful of policies, and I could package it together and save them a huge amount of money. Where you don't have to. A lot of them are, and ex-wind was the one thing that scared me to death. A lot of people telling them you couldn't get wind policy in Florida for your commercial building. You can't do commercial. Well,
Really?
some companies won't write wind, but some companies do. And your agent needs to be, proactive enough to seek the companies that'll write the coverage that you need. And there was some people really got hurt because of hurricane, because no wind coverage. Some churches almost got put out of business because someone sold them an ex-wind policy. How are you going to be in Florida without wind? I mean, we have wind, people. Let's have wind on our policy, please.
Right.
And if someone's telling you you can't get wind, tell them, thank you. Now pick up the phone and call me.
That's one way to look at it. And unfortunately, I think it goes back to everything is people don't know what they don't know.
That's right.
And if they assume or I love this is the worst one out there, and please listen, don't listen to your friends. If they don't have an insurance license, please don't listen to your friends. They don't know what they're talking about.
Or one more thing, please. If they were in the industry 5, 10, 15, 20, 30 years ago, sorry. If they were someone's CSR, or they were someone's office person that did billing, sorry. Don't, please no. I mean, and the laws are what they are. You can Google them, but that don't mean you're going to understand what all it means, because it's like a lot of other things. It's like salves. If you apply the right salve to your skin, it can be great. But then you go and rub your eye with it, what's going to happen? It's in the wrong place, and you've got it misconnected, and it's easy to do. It's not that anybody does it is dumb, but it's hard sometimes to get everything lined out and understand all of the exceptions and the way the rules apply and where
Right.
they all fit in. And it's not a simple industry, and you need somebody that will take the time to understand your situation. And
I've said for years that if you call your agent, whomever that may be, if it's one of the big couple or if it's a personal agent, and you can't talk to the same person every time that you make that phone call, you might want to really consider that, because God forbid at claim time, which we never think about insurance until it's claim time, you don't want to be talking to someone in Indonesia or whatever. You want to be talking to somebody every single
the
time.
beautiful thing of ours, we have notes, and everybody in our office should be able to answer your question. Don't matter who you get a hold of. They will know your business because it's on ours, and we take the time to write it down so that if person goes hospital, dead,
Right.
whatever, we can still take care of you. And you're not going off somewhere to Bangladesh. You're going to be handled. And we don't do claims, and we don't pretend to do claims, but we will set you up with the right people that do.
Right.
Because we don't do what we don't do. And we don't, like some will pretend that they're supposed to take care of the claims.
Right.
It's a fantasy. They're getting in between you and the claims department, making more struggle. If you can answer the questions, you answer the questions to the claims. I don't know when, where, how, and everything that happened.
Right.
Talk directly to your claims person. If there's a problem, then agent comes in with a switch and goes, claims person, take care of my person.
Right. So just to recap here, Johnny Ellis at Ellis Agency Insurance. He's right there on Harrison. If you have a question, he'll answer it for you. Give him a call. Talk to him. Again, we'd like to thank you for joining us today. Johnny's the newest member of the Panama City Beach Chamber of Commerce, and we're grateful you came to visit today.
It's a pleasure. Oh,
Thank
my.
you.
Thank you.